Senator Tommy Tuberville hasn't addressed conspiracy theorist Marjorie Taylor Greene, a freshman Republican congresswoman who very recently said some pretty horrendous things about her political opponents, including advocating for the execution of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. And so there are questions about what should happen to essentially punish her for her conduct, her behavior, and her unwillingness to apologize for these types of statements. And so CNN caught up with Senator Tuberville to ask him, hey, any statements? What do you think? Thoughts? And here's his response. I haven't even looked at what all she's done. I'd have to hold back a statement on that. Travel in this weather, it's been a little rough looking at any news or whatever. What?
Is he jogging?
Is it like 1895? What are you talking about? No, there was a storm recently, but like, I mean, the East Coast did a fine job covering the news during the storm. Like, what is he talking about? What is he talking about?
I mean, I just imagine he's traveling home to the district or whatever. He's in his first class seat on the plane, and he's like, okay, Tommy boy, time to engage with this crisis. And he brings out his laptop and he brings up like the shooting Pelosi thing. And then the plane shakes a little, he's like, well, that's ruined. No, you know what you're talking about. Why do they let politicians do this? Like Mitch McConnell knew what Trump tweeted, and Marco Rubio knew whatever, and they all know they're all little scared baby boys. And why do we allow it? What, like it's the most insulting evasion possible.
Yeah,
the reporters need to have the stuff ready to go. Don't ask about a statement unless you have the statement ready to go, because you are dealing with dishonest, childish people. And so you need to read it to them and make them answer the question.
That's a great point. That's actually a fantastic point. Like the follow-up is, okay, well, since you apparently have technology that doesn't work at all, and you can't read the news, allegedly, here's what she said. How about a response? That's such a great point. But he lied about other things as well, including denying attending a meeting with Trump and his inner circle at the Trump International Hotel in DC on January 5th. That date is relevant because literally a day later, the Capitol riots took place, and the discussion they were having was in regard to the strategy to overturn the general election. Because these are people who do not believe in democracy, they don't believe in our democratic process, they don't believe in our Constitution. I mean, that should have been abundantly clear as they were chopping down all sorts of voting rights to make it increasingly difficult for people to take part in our democratic process. But social media caught him in that lie because, oh, would you look at that? There's Tommy Tuberville at the Trump International Hotel in DC on January 5th. Daniel Beck, CEO of an Idaho technology company, outed Tuberville in a Facebook post on January 5th, where he wrote, quote, "The Trump Hotel is amazing. 15 of us spent the evening with Donald Trump Jr., Kimberly Guilfoyle, Tommy Tuberville, Michael J. Lindell, Peter Navarro, and this is like a clown show, and Rudy Giuliani. We talked about the elections, illegal votes, court cases, the Republic statues, what to expect on the Hill tomorrow. Trump will retain the presidency." So you can kind of understand why Tommy Tuberville wanted to deny his presence at that meeting.
Is it possible that Mikelindell like knows how to party? Like why they hang out with him way too much just because he agrees with them? There's plenty of people that agree with Trump. Why are they flying across the country to chill with each other? Maybe he's like really fun and like he just gets Trump and he's a good listener. It doesn't look like it, but.
Yeah, so I don't know all of the details of this guy's history, but I know that Lindell had like a pretty rough past, like possibly with addiction, if I remember correctly. So we'll fact check that right now because I don't want to defame anyone in any way. But I know that he like found Jesus and is like kind of one of these like born again Christian type people who tend to overcorrect, to put it lightly. So do I think that he'd be a fun person to hang out with? No, not buying it at all. He used to, yes, he did drugs. I'm not sure what drug that is, Brett. Head drug. Opioids, is that what it is?
It's crack, it's crack.
Oh, crack, he did crack, okay. Yeah, that's what he did. I'm glad that he recovered. I mean, that's important, but he's an awful person. And part of the reason why he's an awful person is because he's become like a religious fundamentalist who also believes in insane conspiracy theories and does not believe in our democracy and wants to overturn the results of our election.
I get him having that impulse. Why is he on right-wing media all the time? Why is he going to the White House? He owns a pillow company. There are plenty of people who make comforters and duvets and stuff like that that are not this engaged on a daily basis with our political process. It's very weird that he has become a public figure at all. And that he's still, Trump has already lost. The inauguration has already happened. He was on Newsmax last night, as we're gonna go over. Why?
Yeah, I don't know, but it is interesting because on the right, regardless of how much of a negative impact a figure could have on your party or your upcoming election, doesn't matter. If you tend to agree with what right-wingers tend to believe, they love you, they'll bring you in, they'll celebrate you, they'll put you on television shows, they'll invite you to the White House, to the, Trump International Hotel, whatever, they'll do it. But it is funny to kind of juxtapose that with the left, because on the left, it's like, you agree with 99.9% of what I believe? You're the worst, you're a grifter, you're a corporate shill. Like, it's just kind of amazing to compare the two. But I would not want the left to be welcoming to Lindell types, even if they tend to believe with some of what we want in the country. Yeah, so there's that.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.